Imagine you are on the stage. The final moment has come. The questions are being asked. You have practiced well. Everything is absolutely fine. The question has been put to you, and suddenly you freeze. You completely go blank. Do you identify this? It happens with a lot of us. And why does this happen and what you have to do? This is a special video to guide you through this. Keep that together. Miss India is around the corner. You're about to submit your audition videos and fill up the forms. And a time will come when they would want to interview you. And after the interview, you may land up at the finale, and then the same procedure, all the rounds, and eventually the question answer round will happen. And you have practiced well and everything, but still sometimes things can go wrong. Yesterday, when I came live on YouTube, a lot of you asked me to make this special video. Ma'am, in case I go absolutely blank, what do I do? So here is a special video on special request from all of you. When you go absolutely blank, when you reach that stage, this is called brain fogging. Like you're driving in the winter, and suddenly you hit a patch with thick fog and you can't see anything. In spite of knowing the road well, you know that if you take a risk, you're going to really go here and there. You just cannot make out. You're completely lost. Exactly in the same way, the brain fogging happens. Your thoughts are lost. You really don't know where to look for them. Though you know that they are there, but you can't find them right now. So this is called brain fogging. In other words, you can call brain fogging as mental dizziness. You can also call it lack of clarity. At this moment, you have great difficulty in putting your thoughts together. You are unable to concentrate. You are unable to remember. You feel mental exhaustion, and your thoughts are very, very hazy. It's like you must have seen when we write with a pencil, sometimes we write something wrong and then we erase it, but you can still see the words, after even erasing them, the words are very hazy. Similarly, you have stuff in your brain, but it's very hazy because the fog has erased it. Brain fogging is common, but it doesn't happen on its own. It normally happens when you are facing anxiety or when you're facing stress, nervousness, maybe before the exam, before your viva, before saying something on stage and on public speaking platforms. So this happens, and it happens to a lot of people. You're not the only one. So just don't worry that it's happening only with you. It happens to the best of people. Let me give you an example. Let's imagine that your brain is like a computer. Okay, and in the computer also there are a lot of background applications which are working. So your brain is like a computer, and stress and anxiety is the background application which is working, and it's eating up all the memory. And because it's eating up all the memory, the whole computer has become slow. So similarly, that anxiety and that stress is taken up so much of space, it's running in the background all the time, that memory is gone and your brain has become so slow. Whatever you're trying to think is coming very, very slowly. And not only are your thoughts which have become slow, there are other symptoms also happening in the body. You may want to run to the loo. You may have a stomach tightness. You may have palpitation. You can hear your heartbeat in your ears. You may feel absolutely hot and flushed. You will feel very uneasy. These are all related to brain fogging. Now the question is how to lift the fog. How do we get rid of the fog so that we can see clearly? So first thing, you have to identify the cause. Why this is happening to you? You have prepared yourself so well. You know everything. You have done it before. Then why is it happening all of a sudden? Identify the cause. So there can be many causes which can lead to this situation. One of them, a very important one, is sleep deprivation. If you don't sleep well, you're restless. And because you're nervous, you're restless, you don't sleep well. A lot of people say, I sleep 3 hours in morning, 3 hours at night. No, at a stretch, your brain needs rest. So 7 hours of sleep is very important. That is why make sure that you sleep on time and that you get your proper sleep to relax your brain. Otherwise, it is overworking and you're going to get into problem. The second cause which can be identified for the fogging is too much caffeine. So if you are a coffee addict or a tea addict, you need to slow down. Coffee actually makes your when we sit for an exam and we have to get up at night and we don't want to sleep, a lot of people have coffee to keep awake, right? So the same thing happens. It puts your brain on high alert, and because your brain is on high alert, it's not relaxing, and slowly the situation of fogging starts. So be careful. Too much of coffee, I'm not saying stop it, which I know is tough for people who are addicted to coffee, but reduce the amount of coffee. You also remember that when you're going through this stress and anxiety at this moment, oh, I've submitted my video, I don't know whether they'll pick me up, oh, the phone is ringing, this is from them, what will I say, who's on the other side? A lot is going on in your mind. And because you are thinking about it 24/7, unconsciously you are under stress. So it's important to switch off. How do you switch off? Just change the environment. Go out to the garden, go for a walk, do some gardening, go sit and watch a movie, do something different so that your mind takes itself off from that main point and focuses somewhere else for some time. You need to divert your mind. थोड़ा उसको बुद्धू बनाना पड़ेगा कुछ और सोचने के लिए. So this is what you'll have to do. Find some me time. Either go to a parlor, get your pedicure, manicure done, go get a hair wash, do something which makes you feel happy, relaxes you, and has got nothing to do about thinking of this particular issue. If you're good at it, one of the best way to do is to meditate. Meditate for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever time is best. And a lot of people come and ask me, ma'am, we try, but we cannot meditate. So, the word meditation itself, people are so scared about. There's nothing to get scared about. The only simple thing you can do is find a quiet corner somewhere in your house where there's less of noise and no distractions. Sit there in a comfortable position, close your eyes and concentrate on your breath. Just focus how your breath is going in, how it is coming out. If you can feel it, just feel the temperature of your breath in your nose as it goes in. Is it cold or hot? As it comes out, is it cold and hot? And when you start feeling and concentrating on that, you will suddenly get lost. You won't even know when you actually lost your connection with the outer world and you are within you. It may take some time. And suddenly when you realize, oh my God, thoughts are not coming. See, thoughts will come. You cannot stop your thoughts. The only thing you can do is override the thought. Let it come, let it pass, then come back. Let it come, let it pass. Just like in sea, the surfer, he has that surfing board. He goes over the wave. Okay, then another wave comes, he gets over the wave. Similarly, get over the thought and let it pass, but don't get stuck to the thought. If you get stuck to the thought, then you lose it. No. So let the thought come, but then again let it pass, come back to your breathing again. And slowly you'll get used to getting within yourself. And that's the best thing to do. It will take some time, maybe 3-4 days of regular practice of this, focusing on your breath. And slowly you will love it so much that you will want to do it every day. Believe me, it's a beautiful feeling. So you can try meditation to switch off. Another reason for fogging could be food and water deprivation. A lot of girls, they are, trying to lose weight. They are on special diets. Sometimes it's not meeting the needs of the body, and it is showing in the form of anxiety. So many girls I see at the last minute before the auditions, they go on water diet. They go on some diet which can really, really ruin you. No salt diet and this and that. Please consult a proper dietitian and a doctor before you get into all this stuff. Because if you do not have a balanced diet, you're going to be in a problem. It is going to slow you not only physically but also mentally. So sometimes food deprivation can also be the cause. So that is why you should not only think about having a balanced diet, but also keep yourself well hydrated so that the toxins are removed from the body. So minimum 2 to 3 liters of water you must have every day. Exercising is another thing which will help you. So the more you exercise, the more blood flows through the body, the more gets to the brain, the more better and healthier your brain will be. And sometimes you just need a break. Like, for example, when you're driving in heavy rain, you can't see the road. So what do? You pull up the car to one side and you wait for that rain to pass. And when the things are clear, then you start driving again. Similarly, sometimes when too much is happening, not only this, but there are, everybody has multiple issues going on in their lives. They're all fighting their own battles: physical, mental, social, cultural, spiritual. And this now, the battle of trying to win the pageant. So much is happening. So you need to take a break. Just switch off. Forget about it. Oh, jo hogi dekhi jayegi. Just switch off. And then wait for that anxiety to pass through, and then slowly get back to where you have to get back to. It could even be a medical cause. If you're on some kind of medicines, that can also affect your functioning of the brain. It could be slow, especially if you're on sedatives. It can really, really affect you. The cause can also be hormones. Maybe you're going through that part of your month. Your hormones are playing wicked games with you. It could even be information overload. You're reading too much, you're grasping too much, you're trying to do more than your capacity. So these are some of the major causes which can lead to brain fogging. So first you identify what the cause is. If you can handle the cause, then very good, things will become okay. But if there is no cause, everything is normal, but this is still happening to you, then you need to take charge of yourself. So what are the things you can do to improve or to train your mind to lift the fog? The first is deep breathing exercises. I have said this before also many a times, that, for example, if somebody tells you to do something which you don't want to do, but you still have to do, and you do it, and once it's over, you feel relieved. And when you feel relieved, what do? Thank God it's over. What did you do? You threw the breath out of your mouth. Why? And as soon as you threw it with force, you felt better. Because most of the tension is here in the upper part of our chest. And when we throw it out through breath, we feel better. So that is why do deep breathing exercise. So breathe in through your nose as deep as to your stomach. You can feel your stomach going in and out, in and out. So breathe in as slow till your stomach, and then throw it out from your mouth. How? Throw it out through your mouth, and you will feel, do it 5-7 times. Slowly, you start feeling better. That's one of the great way to lift the fog when you are in a situation where you're completely lost. Of course, you can't do it on stage, but you train your mind that breathing helps. On stage, before your chance comes for the question, you can do it slowly. Standing behind in the line. So by the time it's your time, your brain is as fresh as new. The second thing you can do is to train your brain for active listening. For example, you can ask somebody to ask you 3-4 questions at a time. And then Try to remember what that person asked, which is difficult. How can you remember 3 questions at a time? But start picking up words from those 3-4 sentences. Important words in bullet points. Start picking them up. And slowly, as you practice, you would realize that you are able to pick up most of the words. And when you pick up most of the words out of those 3 questions, you will know exactly what to say. And this is what I always teach when I teach question answer session, is to break the question in bullet points. If you keep it at the sentence level, you tend to lose the focus from important points. You can train your brain for active listening by maybe telling someone to ask you 2-3 things together, and then start thinking what exactly this person say and pick up the bullet points. And slowly you'll get so focused and tuned that you will be able to pick up the exact words the other person is saying. The third important thing you can do is to focus on your 5 senses. So as you're going for a walk, use your 5 senses. You're walking, feel the floor under your feet, smell the air, look around your scenery, and hear the sounds of the birds. Maybe just pick up or just smell a rose. So you use your 5 senses. Just sharpen your 5 senses. That also helps your brain. This is like putting petrol in your brain. The sharper your senses are, the better your brain will function, whether it is conscious level or whether it is the subconscious level. And then, as I said, you can also practice breathing so that more oxygen gets into your system and to your brain. So I call it the box. You breathe in for 4 counts, then you wait for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, wait for 4 counts, breathe in for 4 counts, wait 4, breathe out 4, wait 4. So it's like a box. I call it the box of 4. Practice. The more you practice, the better you will be. For a layman, it may appear कि ये क्या, इससे क्या होगा, इससे तो कुछ भी नहीं होता. But belief भी तो कोई चीज होती है. भगवान को किसी ने देखा? Have any of you ever seen God? No, na? Nobody's seen God. But we know, we have faith that God is there. Whether you call it God, whether you call it energy, whatever form you believe in, there is something, we believe in it. So have faith. These are proven sciences which help you. So do it with faith and you will see the results. Your mind has to be involved. Your mind, your mind has to be involved constructively, in a constructive way, so that it helps you. So I will end it with a beautiful story. I know that there was a man who was once given a gift. And what was that gift? That gift was Aladdin ka chirag, the Aladdin lamp that was gifted to him by a saint. And the saint told him that when you will rub the lamp, a genie will appear and he will do anything for you. Only precaution, only thing you should remember, the genie has to be kept busy 24/7. If that genie is idle and there's nothing for him to do, he will eat you up. So be careful, he has to be kept busy. This guy said, so much I have to get done. I'll keep this guy busy 24/7. And he took that lamp and he rubbed it. When he reached home, the genie appeared. Yes, Aka, what can I do for you? And this guy said, okay, do this, everything. And the genie, is being genie, was doing things like this. Fatavat. And now he had finished with everything he wanted genie to do. He had nothing to tell genie. And he kept thinking, ab main isko kya bolu, kuch samajh hi nahi aaye. And the genie started running after him to eat him because he is idle. And that is what the saint had told him, ki wo khali hoga to tumhe kha jayega. So he didn't know what to do. So this guy is running in front, the genie is running behind him. And suddenly he met his friend. He says, kahan ja rahe ho? He says, main kya karu? Ye jinn mujhe kha jayega. What do I do? This is it. So friend said, don't worry, I'll help you. So he told his friend that tell him to do one thing. Tell him to put a pole, pole guard there, veranda mein. So put a pole in the veranda and tell the genie to go up and down, up and down, up and down till you have something to tell him to do. So when there is nothing to do, he has to just go up and down the pole all the time. So this guy told Genie, put a pole in the veranda, go up and down till I ask you to come again. And the genie got busy, so he didn't bother to eat him ever because he was always busy. So what is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that your mind is like a genie. If it has got nothing to do, it will start eating you up with negative thoughts, anxiety, worry, and stress. So what you need to do, you need to keep your mind busy by something constructive, as I said, breathing exercises, thinking with your 5 senses. If nothing else, reciting a mantra, singing a God song, doing something which keeps your genie busy and away from the negative thoughts. So I hope this video helps you. Do practice what I've told you and learn to relax. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Just work on building yourself to the best. Give your best performance and surrender to Almighty. Everything will be fine. So till I meet again, may God be with you. Bye.
Keep things together.